Okie dokie. Welcome. We are live again. It's been a while because life got so busy. So busy. Good morning. Welcome to my first live of 2024. And today I am going to be going through some posts as usual and to discuss the posts as usual. So, welcome everybody. As you all know, I am Tamstame Murphy and I go through my blog posts on tamstame.com, tamstme.com, and I have a little chat about everything with you that I write about. So, welcome to all of you who are joining. Thank you for being here. It's going to be an interesting journey, just going through some ups and downs and some craziness that I've had to endure for the last couple of days and couple of years. And I finally feel like myself again. It took me a full week of surrounding myself with a lot of love and a lot of people to shake off what 2023 has done and the negative impact that 2023 had on me. So I basically went through a stage of reflecting, and I decided that I wanted to share this moment with you. So I wrote a bit about it and I podcasted about it, and I'm on here live just to talk to you about it. And I feel like we're on the journey together, and I'm here to share myself with you, both the joys and the struggles, because it was a tough year. Last year was a hectic tough year. I think it was tough for many people. The ups and downs all over the world, just looking at everything that has happened, has been crazy, and it was really a tough year. There's no doubt about it, both for me and for the people around me and my family and friends. And my extended family and friends, it was just crazy. And in fact, if not for the people around me, I probably wouldn't have made it through mentally. In one piece, I would have probably broken down into a gazillion pieces. So, the fear of unknown easily becomes a crippling factor in one's life, and distracting ourselves with trivial things certainly does help momentarily. However, if we are to persevere, it's vital that we stop avoiding the truth and face it head on. Analyzing my situation and planning and strategizing the way forward definitely made me feel more at ease as I dove deeper into the reality of what's to come and what already has happened. And I think looking at a mapped out plan for me, it made it easier to understand the direction I was going in, and it made it easier to understand the dream that I have for myself, that is really not that far off, and I just have to push through and persevere. And all I need to do is reach out and take action instead of hiding behind the planning process and pretending as usual like everything will be okay. So I discovered just how crafty my mind is on playing tricks on me. Boy, is my mind crafty on playing tricks on me. And with new and improved versions of trickery that have developed, and also just how quick I have to be to catch myself with my own tricks and identify them before falling into the trap of believing my own lies. And of course, using the tools that I have learned has definitely become easier for me to catch myself before I fall. And if you're curious what the hell has happened, and the reality is that my 9-to-5 job era has come to an end. And it wasn't by choice this time. I didn't resign this time. Even though still not my choice to accept the offers made to me, I was forced to leave because I didn't see myself fitting in to the restructuring process. And as you can tell, I'm choosing my words very, very wisely, because it was an unpleasant process. And I left behind a work family that still has to push through difficult times with or without me. And I can look at it in many different ways, leading to a point of negative feelings. But in reality, I was actually relieved. It was crazy. And I chose to look at my new path, as being carved for me by the forces of the universe, where all things work together for the greater good. And I chose to see that in reality, I would have held on to stability for much longer than I needed to, for as long as possible, if given the opportunity to do so. And I saw that cutting my losses was the best thing for me, and moving on was the only right path for me to take. And so a path into the unknown, I guess, a leap of faith, and a sense of trust in myself that I've been working on for the longest time. This year was tough on me physically, spiritually, mentally, emotionally, all the things. I fought my inner demons so much with all my might. I fought the creeping desire to take the easy way out, and I saw it through to the very end, I guess. And not everything is in my control, and I had to let it all play out as it was meant to, understanding that I only have control over myself, of course. And I'll be honest, I felt like I was living in a movie, a workplace drama. But I was actually in it, with legal battles and staff reductions and financial restructuring, and I guess so much more. And the sensitivity and the hostility of it all, I think it left everyone depleted. Everyone involved was depleted at the end of it, and it's still ongoing for those that are left behind. And I felt empathy for everyone involved, and even though it was, at times I wanted to choose anger, I always looked at the picture as a whole, and I decided to give everyone involved the benefit of the doubt. Trying to understand their choices instead of just attacking everything that wasn't pleasant or easy, because it's easy to attack. So I decided the path for me wouldn't be one based on old ugly habits, but one where I look into who I truly want to be. And even though it was really, really, really challenging, I chose to be true to the person that I really am inside. Choosing the road that is on par with my healing process and my self-development process. It definitely wasn't an easy road to take, but in hindsight, I guess I'm proud of myself for handling it the way I did, because now I can move forward without any regrets, and I can look back at myself and be proud of my choices. Of course, there was doubt and fear. It wasn't all sunshine and rainbows. I shed tears, real tears. I had anxiety, and at times I felt completely helpless. But I always picked myself up and held my head up high, continuously moving in the direction that I wanted for myself. And the reward for choosing the right path for me, I believe, will be greater in the long term than the short term. And I'd receive for choosing comfort, because short-term comfort definitely doesn't last too long, and it always comes with consequences. A lot of consequences that we don't actually know what's going to happen, and we think that we're going to be okay, but short-term consequences are definitely not worth it for me. And my new reality is that I don't actually have the steadiness in a paycheck anymore. And I still have the bills, and I still have the house, and I still have the school fees, and I still have to eat. And I'm still the breadwinner of my family. And life has to move forward. I have this life that I've created for myself, and I have to make it work now on my own. And I have to create prosperity now for myself, by myself. And I have to find my own team to work with me in this new venture. And now, instead of working my butt off for an employer, I have to work my butt off for myself. Am I perfect? Nah, I'm not perfect. Do I know what I'm walking into? Absolutely not. And all I can do now is make sure that I make the most of every day given to me. I have to motivate myself to do the work that I've planned out and to push through with nobody but myself giving me deadlines. Am I scared? Duh, of course. I'm excited. Absolutely. I think the excitement of the road ahead, the excitement of a new journey, and the excitement of the unknown, it's like an adrenaline rush in some ways. But after planning and resting and getting my butt into gear, ready to take off, nothing more, nothing less. The hardest part is to start, and the next few months will challenge me for sure. But the reward of doing what I love is going to be even greater. So I look forward to me being here more often, more blogs, more podcasts, more videos, more lives. I have the time now. New and improved websites, and just what you see now and so much more has been planned for all of us. And I always say that my reward is you. My reward is those people that take the time to even enter my space, even for a second or a moment, to pop in. Every email I receive, sharing stories with me, and how sharing mine has helped you find clarity, or not feel alone, or even just helped you pass some time and kept you entertained for a moment. And my greatest blessing comes in the form of the messages and the emails and all the things that I get from people, or just knowing that you're out there somewhere in the world rooting for me. My greatest achievements. outside of my daughter is all of you who take the precious time out of their lives to be with me on any one of the platforms that I'm on, to share with me and to grow with me. I think it's cool to have an extended family in the world where we don't know each other personally, but we interact with each other. It's pretty cool. And so looking back in the last 6 years, soon to be 7 years, that I actually began my blogging journey, I see how my online family has grown, and I feel grateful. I feel very grateful for each and every one of you. Funny story, I even feel grateful for the negative comments. It's funny that someone took their time out of their lives to criticize little old me, and I've been through so much and I've healed from so much and worked so hard on myself that even little itty bitty me has critics. So who would have thought? It is what it is. My focus is always going to be on the positive and the positive comments and the positive emails. And I'm going to look forward together with you who support me. And of course, those who don't. The direction is forward, one step at a time, one day at a time. Learning how to navigate my way through the unknown. And hopefully you'll be on this journey with me, supporting me as you always have. You know, growing the family together with me. I've got no clue what lies ahead. But none of us really do. And we can only make plans with what we think we know, and then make the changes that we need to. So 2023 did serve me well. 2023 toughened me up, and it showed me a world that I really didn't imagine being in. It taught me lessons that I never thought I would learn, and I've grown exponentially because of all those struggles. So I'm really appreciative of them, actually, because they've helped me to grow myself, and they've helped me to change. Now that my week of leisure has ended, the friends, the partying, the sleeping and the relaxing, and the family time, I'm finally at ease, and I've shed the weight of last year, and I've washed myself clean of all the negative energy that came with it, and I've forgiven what needs to be forgiven, but I can't forget, because it's too precious of a lesson to forget, and the memory now lives in me as a lesson learned, and an adventure. Live nothing more, nothing less. You know, there's no point forgetting. Forgetting is pointless, because then it's ignoring the fact that you've learned all these important lessons and met all these important people. Don't forget. Just forgive and move on and hold the memory and use the lessons. So I guess it's forward march into the future, not looking back, unless it's for reference. And chin up for me and for all of you. Stand straight up. Walk the path in front of you into 2024. Which is here now, and new dreams and new hope with new improved versions of ourselves. So I wrote that at the end of 2023, just had a small little moment of reflection, and it was cool. I needed to do that. I needed to reflect on myself. I needed to go through all the ups and the downs and just rest. And so yeah, I'm going through some comments at the moment just to see what's been going on here. Yeah. Owen Govender, thank you for following. What else is happening here? Someone's trying to that's fine. Compliments of the season to me. Thanks, Katie. Compliments of the season to you. Thank you for following. So yeah, I wanted to come on today just for a bit. It's not going to be a long live. It's just a bit to share 2 posts with you. And I just went through the one reflecting on 2023 and the next one moving forward in 2022, because I said 2022 again. It's the second time that I've said 2022. I've moved backwards in life. It's crazy. It really is crazy. So moving forward in 2024, not 2022, I entered this new year quietly. I didn't party. I didn't go crazy. I just went quietly, and I decided, instead of being a mess, I just want to reflect, and I want to just prepare myself, because the year ahead is is going to be a very busy one for me, and it's going to be a very new one for me, especially now that I no longer have an employer and I am my own employer, and so I have to stay focused, and I have to just be on par, and I have to remember where the fun is at and where the people supporting me are. And I always say, even if there's one or two of you supporting, I still give it my best and I still give it my all, because one person's enough. The work that I'm getting into is work where I want to share myself, and I want to use the tools that I've used for me to recover, to help other people. And so it's about sharing. And so for even one life that the slightest change is made, I'm grateful, eternally grateful that I have the privilege of doing that for anybody. So the emails that I do get from people where they say my information on my blogs has just helped them not feel alone, or has helped them come through things, or think about things differently, just because of the way I handle situations differently. And that's important for me, because what's the point of going through all the stuff that I went through, and what's the point of overcoming it with the difficulties, the ups and the downs, if I'm not going to share it? I don't have to share everything, obviously, but the important parts should be shared. It shouldn't be something that is just kept hidden, and one day I'm going to die and I'm just going to take it with me. For what? What's the point? I should share myself with whoever wants to listen, because I think that what I have to say is important, and I think that the workshops that I do is important, and I think that I've already helped as many people. I've already helped quite a few people, and that for me is the blessing, is the helping of people. And just helping people not feel too alone, because life is difficult. Life is hard, people. Life is hard, and we have to try and figure out a way to do it together, because the only way to get through difficult times is together, and the best way to get through happy times is together. So it's all about being together, and it's all about focusing not only on ourselves but on others and the people around us as well. So that's why I'm here, because I like to share my blogs that I've written, and I like to just elaborate about the background and why I've written it, and what's going on in life and what changes I've made, just because I feel like it. So I'm going to move on to the next one. It's called Moving Forward in 2024. I wrote it on the 2nd of January. I'm lying. I wrote it on the 1st of January. And after entering the new year quietly, my holiday has come to an end, and it was time to focus on the year ahead. So, I'm excited. I am excited. The planning is ending, because now the execution starts. I've been planning till I'm blue in the face, and now it's time to execute all the things that I've planned to do. And I've decided to follow my old sets of rules this year. I think I'm tired of following the rules of others. Following other people's rules is draining. It keeps me away from who I truly am. And it's just so draining. Why do we want to follow the rules of other people? So, as I said earlier, while everybody was out celebrating on New Year's, I chose to stay in and enter the new year quietly, because I felt like I needed to reflect, and I felt like I needed quiet and reflecting on what's important to me and reflecting on what lies ahead. Choosing to wake up fresh and start the new year and start to execute the plans that I've made for myself and stick to the rules and the guidelines that I've given, because what's the point of setting up all these plans and setting dates and schedules and looking forward to being here with you guys and looking forward to writing new blogs and posting no more podcasts? What's the point of it if I'm not going to execute? So the execution time has happened, and you'll be seeing more of my face. So those of you that actually want to see more of my face, I'll be on a lot more often now that I'm free. Now that I'm free to be on here more often. So choosing to wake up fresh and ready to begin the process of my new year. If I'm going to be my own person, I have to set myself apart from the noisy surroundings that have held me back before. And setting yourself apart, I think, is so important, because you are unique and you are your own human being. And if you try to blend in with the crowd and you don't set yourself apart, it's going to be so crippling to you, because you're not going to get to shine. You're not going to get to show the world who you really are. You're not going to get to show the world what you are about and what you offer. It's so important to be free to share who you are and to be free to share what you offer to the world. It's important. And I think because I drowned under the shadow of employment for the longest time, and even though I did share a lot of myself with the world, I didn't get to share as much. That's an interesting name, but thank you for following. I didn't get to share myself as much as I would have liked to, because there's certain things you can and cannot say when you're employed, and there's certain things you can and cannot do. So I'm enjoying the freedom, and I'm enjoying being me, living according to my own rules, and allowing myself to trust myself completely and letting go of the doubts and fear and forging ahead into 2024. And as you all know, the next month is my birthday month, and I spent the week before my birthday month seriously reflecting on the progress that I have or have not made to adjust my goals accordingly. I say this almost all the time, that setting goals and just leaving them without checking in every now and then is pointless. What's the point of setting the goals if you're not going to follow up, if you're not going to keep a checklist? So a week before my birthday, I always go through a process of just checking in with myself, where I am, what I did, what I didn't do. Basically my unboxed workshop, the workshop that I do called Unboxed, I do that with myself every single year. And that's why I created it, and that's why I wanted to share it with everybody, because unboxing the secrets to myself was a vital part of me becoming who I was. And so I decided that it would be selfish to keep it to myself, because it's something that really has helped me. It's something that, if not for that process that I learned and discovered, and it's not even through one person, I learned and discovered it through many different platforms and different experiences over the past 19 years, I probably wouldn't have gotten to where I am today. I probably wouldn't have grown as much as I've grown today. So I'm grateful for the process that I've learned, and because I'm so grateful for it and because it's helped me so much, I share it with everyone. So Unboxed is definitely something that I'm happy to share. It is a bit personal, and I do share many personal stories just to explain how, who, where, when, and what. But it's important to share, because without sharing, what's the point of it all? Anyway, so I've come to realize that a life without goals is a life wasted. And if I have nothing to look forward to, then my days pass me by with no accomplishment, zero accomplishment. So this month of January for me is a continuation and a completion of last year's goals that have been set, and continuing to follow through on what I've already planned for myself. So I use my birthday as my life's reflect and refresh button. And I use New Year's Day, the 1st of January, as my financial reflect and refresh button. So I feel like if I do everything all at once, it doesn't really work, because it's a long month, and January is a long month financially. So because of the financial impact that January has on so many people, and it had on me for many, many years, I decided I just want to use that month. It's the best month for me to assess my finances and to just go through everything and to make sure that I am where I am, or I'm in a good place. And if I'm in a bad place, I need to plan, because we can't just pretend like it's not happening. We have to actually plan, and we have to set new goals, financial goals, and we have to make a new plan to fix what's broken. So financially for me, January is my planning month, and February is my planning month for the rest of my life, my emotions, my mental stability, my accomplishments, where am I financially. So planning the year ahead financially in order to reach the vision that I have for my financial health. And February for the rest of me, spiritually, emotionally, acquisitions, and progress on reaching goals that I've set for myself. So I always remind myself that nothing is separate. Nothing is separate. My financial health depends on my physical health, and my spiritual health, and my emotional health. So nothing is separate. It's all a mixed masala. Everything goes together. Until my makes the goal setting somewhat overbearing for me, at least. even though the goal remains the same until it's reached, the journey towards the goal changes along with life's challenges. And I have to learn how to adjust accordingly. Because I remember a time when I set New Year's, and as many of us do, I kept none of them because it was just too much and too hard to keep up for long periods of time. And I also went through a stage when I didn't set any resolutions and had no real goals. And it didn't work out really well for me either. So finding balance and checking in with myself from time to time to assess my progress or to check if I've been regressing has been working for me. And I've been taking steps forward every single year. I improve, and it's the best thing that I could have ever done for myself. So I admit I'm not perfect. I'm nowhere near perfect. But if I compare myself now to me 5 years ago, I've definitely grown exponentially. And I'm really proud of my accomplishments financially, spiritually, emotionally, and physically. Okay, you know what? Physically, I've sidetracked somewhat. But I'm getting there. And I'm so much more aware of my body right now. And I'm more able to do what needs to be done when my body is struggling. And I think I've just learned to accept that with age comes changes, and navigating my way through the changes, learning to love and accept myself as each new gray hair, see the gray hairs, I'm leaving them out, as each new gray hair pops up. And only coloring my hair when I want to change the color of my hair, not because I'm tired of gray hair, because really I couldn't be bothered. It's just who I am right now. And before I had gray hair, I colored my hair for the sake of changing the color of my hair. And now that I do have gray hair, I'm still going to continue to only color my hair for the sake of coloring my hair, because I'm amazed at how many people are bothered by my gray hair though. It's weird, because it's funny how they feel that I should succumb to their insecurities. They're insecure about this issue, and they feel like I should succumb, and they just like hop on about it. And the more I ignore them, the more irritated they get. So it's very interesting. You know, gray or not gray, it's me. I am me. I love me. And to me, I'm here. And I'm healthy. And I've reached an age where I get to see gray hairs popping out of my head. While so many people didn't. Their lives ended early. And I suppose losing so many people that were near and dear to me have given me an even greater appreciation of things that I seem to dread. So in 2024, I'm going to take the greatest leap of my life. I already have. I've taken it. I've leapt. I'm jumping. I'm soaring. I'm free falling at the moment. And I only want to do what I love, and understanding that in order to do what I love, I must also endure one or two things that I don't love so much. But that's life. Nothing is clear cut. There's always obstacles. There's always going to be deviations in the road that I've set out for myself. Nobody's in control. We're not in control. We can only plan according to what we think we know to be, and we must make adjustments according to what we face every day. You know, but one thing I know I hope for is that I get to spend much, much, much more time here doing what I love, meeting new people, learning new people. Where was I? One thing that I hope for is that I get to spend much more time here sharing with you my challenges and my successes, and always keeping you in my heart, knowing that I do this because I want to remind each and every one of you that even though life can be crappy at times, you're not alone. And I want to share my growth and my regression with you so that you can see that it's all going to be okay. So no matter how tough it may seem, you're never alone. There's always someone, somewhere in the world going through something similar to you. And if not me, then there's someone else, probably in your inner circle or in your outer circles. But there's always someone. There's at least one person always in the world that's sending you well wishes. And I don't have to know you personally to wish you the best. You know, I just have to know that if you've passed me by or passed my work by, even for a split second for whatever reason, that I wish you health, and I wish you health, and I wish you success in all that you do. So there's so much pain in the world. I don't feel the need to add any more pain, at least not on purpose. So my wish for you for 2024 is that you learn about you, and that you grow you, and that you speak your truth, and that you find what you are looking for, and that you wake up from the sleepwalking phase in your life and live each day filled with purpose. And I wish that you reach your highest potential, and that you succeed in all that you set out to do, and you follow your own sets of rules. Do you. And I hope that you make a positive impact on your own life and turn and in turn, a positive impact on the people's lives that surround you. You know, never give up. Keep pushing through the challenges and remember that you are never alone. So happy New Year to all of you. Happy 2024. That was my second blog that I read out to you and my final one. So I'll just hang out a bit and check some comments. Thank you to everybody that's followed. I appreciate it. There'll be a lot more content coming out. It's a casual, somebody's asked me to elaborate. It's just a casual live where I'm just sharing some blogs with you and sharing myself with you and having a chat with you. Nothing too crazy, nothing too hectic. It's a pleasure, Katie. It is a pleasure. So yeah, I'm done with all the seriousness of this session, and thank you to those of you that have joined me. I've been on for a bit, and I know that for those of you that just popped on now, it was quick, but it wasn't so quick because I have been on for just a little bit. And this live is coming to an end. However, I will be back shortly. What's today, Wednesday? I'll probably be back on Saturday morning at 9 o'clock or between 9 and 9:30 to do a little bit more with you and chat with you a little bit more and just elaborate. For me, I think the reason for everything that I've done in the last couple of days is just because my life was so hard last year. It's good to support others that have also struggled through difficult times, and it's good to support the people around you. And I've made some assessments just with regards to where I'm lacking. And one of the things that I did lack in 2023 was consistency. So that's going to change this year with the consistency, and hopefully that I can grow with you. I don't plan these lives. I just come on and I talk to you. I pick a blog, I read through it, and then we just talk about it or not talk about it. And sending good vibes, as always. Sending positivity, sending love, sending light, and just trying to heal wherever we can what's broken. Because life is so short and life is so precious. And we should appreciate each other more. And we should spend time with each other more. So that's why I'm here. For those of you that are curious as to what I'm doing, I'm here because I care. I'm here because I feel like the world is in pain. And there's no time for anger. And there's no time for regrets. And there's no time for hostility. There's enough pain that we've spread, that has been spread, and I don't want to be a part of any of it. So I'm here to spread love, spread light, because we will go through darkness, and even in those dark moments we need to be rooted in love and light, and we need to be rooted in peace so that we can withstand the storms that are going to come, withstand the storms that we're going to face. It's inevitable. Life is up and down. Life is not a series. It's not a straight line. We as human beings, we're not going to be happy all the time. Happiness ends, but we're not going to be sad all the time either, because sadness ends. And as I've said before, no season stays. They all change. Summer will end, winter will come, autumn will come, and it'll end, and spring eventually arrives. So it's a series of ups and downs. And we just have to learn how to get through those dark phases, hold on to the good phases, hold on to the memories of the happiness, and hold on to the memories of spring and summer, so that we can endure winters and autumns. And that's all from me. I'm genuinely grateful to all of you that stuck with me through from the beginning to the end. You are amazing, and I loved being here with you. And I look forward to coming back on Saturday. So I will see you guys on Saturday between 9 and 9:30, somewhere around there. So thank you for joining. I love you guys. Mwah, 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 mwah. You are amazing. Take care. Take care, Katie. Thanks for being here. Mwah.